Good morning students, welcome back to our today's video session of chapter number 2. So before proceeding into today's video session, let's once recall me what we have learned in our previous video session. In the previous video session, we people have learned about the two separation techniques where we people are separating the solute from the solvent. The first one is separating the dye from the blue or black ink, and secondary is that is by evaporation, and secondary is how we are going to separate cream from the milk, where we have used the technique centrifugation. Okay, now in today's video session we will be learning about the next, that is how we are going to separate a mixture of two immiscible liquids. Immiscible liquids. So here, whatever be the two liquids which we people will be taking or which we people will be considering, these two immiscible liquids are not going to mix into each other. So when two different liquids are mixed into each other which are immiscible, at any cost they are not going to intermix into each other, like oil in water. So अगर हम ऑयल को वाटर में डालते हैं, at any cost it is no way going to mix into each other. So those are immiscible liquids. Similarly, certain immiscible liquids, suppose if they are present in the same container or in the same can, how we are going to separate them, that we will be learning here in this technique. So here the apparatus which we use is a separating funnel. Okay, separating funnel is the apparatus used for separating two immiscible liquids. We know that the principle which we people will be following here to separate these two immiscible liquids is their densities. So the two immiscible liquids are separated, or they will have a separation layer between them because of their different densities. तो उनकी जब densities अलग अलग होती हैं तो उससे क्या होगा कि the two liquids will have a separation layer in between them. Okay, so based on their densities we people will be separating them, and for that we will be using separating funnel. So for an example, we want to separate oil and water which are present as a mixture. So when oil is mixed into the water, it is present as a mixture, and we people need to separate out this one. So for that, what we have to do here in this, for an example, suppose we have a solution where oil and water both are mixed into each other. So we people will be considering this separating funnel. Separating funnel is one type of device, seems to be like this. Okay, now so here it will have one wall present over here, or I can say it is a stop cock where we people will be locking this one so that the solution doesn't falls down. Secondary thing is here it will be provided with a lid at the top with which we closed this one. Okay, now here suppose I have a kerosene water here. This is kerosene oil and this is my water. These are the two different liquids present. So I can have a separating layer here present in between these two. Okay, I can see that two different substances are present here and they are not intermixed into each other. No, based on their densities. The density of kerosene is less than water, so it is present above, and water is present below. So now what I'll do, I'll switch open this stop cock. Slowly I will open this one. मैं इस टैप को खोलूंगा, stop cock को खोलूंगा. So slowly the water starts, okay, no, coming out from the below part of the separating funnel. So slowly this layer is also, or this whatever be the, I can say the level, it slowly falls down in the separating funnel. Finally I'll be reaching this point, separating layer will reach to the stop cock level. ये इस stop cock level तक पहुंच जाएगा separating layer. The moment this layer reaches to the stop cock level, I will close this stop cock once again. Why? Because this layer is the separation layer between the two different substances which are mixed into each other, or the two different immiscible liquids which are mixed into each other. So the moment that layer reaches here, I will close the stopcock so that the water has been completely removed, and now the whatever present here inside the separating funnel is nothing but my oil. Okay, now that is the same thing. Similar process is also used in the extraction of iron, okay, now from its ores. Ore is nothing but the mixture. So iron, when it is mixed with the different types of substances, when it is extracted, okay, now, so the impurities are removed from the top by this method. So whatever be the kind of slag is nothing but the kind of impurities, is removed from the top of, okay, now, by this separating funnel method. And what is happening over here, the iron will settle down at the bottom of the furnace. तो आयरन जो फर्नेस के बॉटम में रह जाएगा और जो भी impurities होगी वो सारी ऊपर आ जाएगी. So impurities are separated in the form of slag and iron settles down at the bottom of the furnace. So same separating funnel technique is used for the extraction of iron, which is mixed into other insoluble impurities. Okay students, this is how we people are going to separate the solution or two immiscible liquids. Now how we are going to separate a mixture of common salt and ammonium chloride. The next technique I will be using here, a mixture of, how I can separate a mixture of common salt, that is nothing but my NaCl, and ammonium chloride, that is NH4Cl. Okay students, so I need to separate out these two things with each other. Common salt and ammonium chloride, both are nothing but the salts, and they are white in color. Okay, now they are pure white in color. जैसे हमारे घर में नमक होता है वैसे ammonium chloride होता है. When they both are mixed into each other, it is difficult for us to find out that which one is ammonium chloride and which one is sodium chloride or our common salt. कौन सा है पता नहीं चलेगा. So the technique which is used here is nothing but the sublimation. The name of the technique is sublimation. What actually this sublimation is? Sublimation is nothing but a process where the substance, when it is heated, it directly get converted into gaseous state without reaching to liquid state or without surpassing the liquid state. मतलब जब किसी सॉलिड सब्सटेंस को हीट करेंगे तो वो डायरेक्टली गैसियस में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, वो लिक्विड स्टेट में जाएगा ही नहीं. और अदरवाइज व्हेन लिक्विड सब्सटेंस इज कूल्ड डाउन, डायरेक्टली इट गेट्स कन्वर्टेड इनटू सॉलिड विदाउट रीचिंग टू लिक्विड स्टेज. इस प्रोसेस को कहते हैं सब्लिमेशन. सो सब्लिमेशन प्रोसेस इज यूज्ड फॉर सेपरेटिंग कॉमन सॉल्ट एंड अमोनियम क्लोराइड. इसके लिए हमें सेटअप में क्या क्या चीजों की जरूरत होगी? वी नीड वन स्टैंड हियर अगेन, okay now, and we need the Bunsen burner or spirit lamp to heat that one. Mesh जाली इसके ऊपर रहेगी हमारे पास. Okay now, and then we will place one watch glass. एक watch glass यहाँ पर लगाएंगे. इस watch glass के अंदर हम रखेंगे mixture of ammonium chloride and common salt. ये हमारा mixture है इसके अंदर. This is the watch glass. This watch glass is ओके ना कवर्ड बाय इन्वर्टेड फनल. एक इन्वर्टेड फनल इस पर लगाते हैं हम यहाँ पर. ओके ना, एंड दिस फनल इज क्लोज फ्रॉम द टॉप बाय यूजिंग कॉटन प्लग. ऊपर कॉटन प्लग लगाकर इसको क्लोज कर देंगे एंड इट इज इन्वर्टेड ऑन दिस मिक्सचर और ऑन द वॉच ग्लास. वी विल स्टार्ट हीटिंग दिस वन. जब हम इसे हीट करेंगे तो धीरे धीरे व्हाट हैपेंस, सर्टेन वेपर्स स्टार्ट अराइजिंग फ्रॉम दिस वन. So the vapors of ammonium chloride. Why ammonium chloride? Because ammonium chloride have low boiling point, melting point or boiling point compared to the common salt. इसका boiling point कम है तो ये जल्दी vaporize होना शुरू हो जाएगा. So slowly it gets vaporized. तो यहाँ पर hot है और यहाँ पर जो funnel है ये cool है. So these vapors get deposited here on the walls of the funnel as a white powdered foam. After certain time the vapors, okay, they stop arising from the mixture, यहां से वेपर्स आने बंद हो जाएंगे इस मिक्सचर से. So when the vapors doesn't come out from this mixture, what happens over here? Whatever be the ammonium chloride that has been completely vaporized and got deposited over here in the on the walls of the funnel. So there is no liquid state here. डायरेक्टली क्या हो गया, वेपर्स आने शुरू हो गए, यहां पर किसी तरह का लिक्विड स्टेट नहीं आया. एंड नाउ द कंप्लीट अमोनियम क्लोराइड हैज गॉट सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम द मिक्सचर ऑफ कॉमन सॉल्ट एंड अमोनियम क्लोराइड. This process, this technique is known as sublimation technique. So in this way we can separate out the mixture of common salt and ammonium chloride by following the process that is known as sublimation process or sublimation technique, that one. Okay students, that is about the second technique, that how we are going to separate the mixture of common salt and ammonium chloride. Now the next technique about which I am going to be talking, that how we are going to separate, or I can say is the dye which is black in color is a single color. I mean to say is the dye, whatever the dye, suppose blue or black, whatever is used is the dye in black color. Okay no, or I can say black ink. मान लो आपने black ink ली, instead of blue you are taking here black ink. So the dye which is present in the black ink is a single color, or it is a combination of different colors. This is the question. तो इसके लिए हम क्या यूज करेंगे? No. The answer should be no, because here we can separate whatever be the constituent colors present inside this black dye by using a technique, and the name of that technique is chromatography technique. कौन सी टेक्निक होती है? Chromatography. It means this dye which is present in the black ink is not of a single color. It has various constituents of different shades of colors, and they can be separated by using this chromatography. So this chromatography method is also used for separating the solutes that are mixed up in the same solvent. That means solute and solvent, they both are same. So the same solute got mixed up into the same solvent. For separating such solute and solvent, we people are following the technique known as chromatography. So both will have different solubility. The solubility level for both of them is different. So that's why they seems to be intermixed, but actually they both are mixed at a different solubility levels. So solubility, mixture level, solubility दोनों की अलग अलग होती है, इसीलिए we people are following chromatography technique. So in this chromatography technique we people will be using a filter paper. एक filter paper मान लो हम use कर रहे हैं. So when we pour a colored drop black ink here at the center of the filter paper, slowly what happens, it spreads all over the paper. ये सारे paper पे spread हो गया. The center part will be very dark and the sider parts gets lighter. नहीं होता जब पेपर पर इंक की ड्रॉप गिरती है, सर्टेन टाइम बाद में क्या होता है, सेंटर पे जो पार्ट होता है वो बिल्कुल डार्क होता है, और साइड्स में जो रीजन हम देखेंगे दैट विल बी स्लोली लाइटर लाइटर लाइटर, फीका होता चला जाएगा. ओके ना. सो इन दिस वे वी कैन ऑब्टेन द डिफरेंट शेड्स ऑफ अ सेम कलर, और द डिफरेंट शेड्स ऑफ two different colors which are mixed into each other. मान लो आपने blue और black मिलाया हो, then what is the color obtained of different shades? White and red, when we are mixing, what are the different shades obtained? Okay now. So in this way we can separate out the different colors or shades or constituent substances from each other by following this chromatography technique. Okay, now where we people are using this chromatography technique, means what are the different applications of chromatography technique. When we talk about the chromatography technique, the first is we can separate out the colors from a dye. So from a dye we can separate out the different shades or different colors. Secondary thing is we can separate out the pigments from the natural colors. So whatever be the natural colors we have, we can obtain the different shades or different pigments by following the chromatography technique. And here these are also used for separating drugs from the blood. Any kind of drug or any kind of substance, medicine present in our blood, we can separate it out by following this chromatography technique. So in the textile industries, the people which are providing the different shades to the clothes or other things, they are following this chromatography techniques over there. Okay students, that is about this technique, that how we are going to separate this the different components of a single color, that is in the form of a black ink, into different constituents. And that's all in this today's video session. Okay students, enjoy your day, have a good and wonderful day. Goodbye students.